So this is Ben and I playing. I'm the Vampire Counts and he's the Lizardmen. And we're on Spite Reach. So we'll slow it down and I'll start with his build. So he's got mostly skinks. He's got skink cohort, red crested skinks, three of them, two of these skink cohorts, two chameleon skinks, and chameleon stalkers. So these are all, stalking and, you know, such. Uh, I can see most of his army, just not those. He's got two of these salamander hunting packs. They fire. They're really good against large, I believe. They're yeah, anti-large. We've got Saurus Spear and just a Saurus Warrior. He's got Krokgar on Grimlock. Very good lord. Hits like a truck. He's got a Skink Priest on Bastillodon. And I think this is the Engine of the Gods, which has this crazy orbital battery that we'll see here. And let's see what he brought. Just this buff spell. Everything else is just special abilities. So that's his army. Going to mine, I brought a whole ton of skeletons, two spears, three just regular skeleton warriors, and I think three zombies. And I brought the Stearnsmen, which are regenerating Graveguard, really good. I got one Blood Knight, two Banshees. These are monster hunters. They ethereal and they have armor piercing. Yeah, so they're really good. As long as I can avoid his magic damage. I've got Vlad von Karstein, again, just a super tanky, hard to kill lord. And then I've got the Claw of Nagash, which is this Mortis engine, really cool model. But this also drains life from anything around it when it's in combat. And then I think I have two Black Knights, which are just basically standard uh, vampire cavalry. So, my main idea here is to go after his lord or his big monsters with the two banshees. Vlad von Karstein is just going to sit with the infantry and just tank. Vampire infantry isn't the greatest, but it has a lot of HP and it's hard to kill because they don't rout. And then basically, I was thinking he would bring a little more missile units, so I had the cavalry on the sides to do that. Right away, his salamanders are going to start firing into basically anything. They're not going to do amazing against Vlad. They will do its fire damage, so will do good against regenerating units, which is a decent bit. And I believe I get, yeah, these, I finally see these chameleon skinks, and I'm like right there with my calves, so I'm going to jump on them. Banshees get stuck in here. I should be pushing them forward, but they don't have the best mass. And I need to get on top of his salamanders. Oh, this is the orbital bombardment. Here it comes. And I think I dropped down Invocation, seeing it coming, just to kind of counteract it. It's just so much damage. I think he did a friendly fire there too, so that worked out for me. At this point, his salamanders are being hit, so I feel it's safe to bring in the Mortis engine. This thing it regenerates, and I don't think it has that much HP, but it definitely is weak to missiles. That's like its big weakness. But if I can get safely into infantry, it's just going to win me the game, basically. He brings in Krokgar, so I grab my Blood Knights and get on top of him. Blood Knights are anti-large. He's anti-large, so Krokgar is anti-large too, so, but usually more models versus one model of anti-large, the more models wins. I also got my Banshees in here, so he's going to be hurting real soon here. Basically just keeping my Mortis engine moving into infantry, keeping him away from those missile units. Drop down a summon of zombies onto these salamanders just to keep them from firing. Yeah, and I get my knights, my black knights into the sword spears. That's a bad fight for me, so I need to get them out of there, but I think I forget about them. And again, it's just my ward and my infantry just is tanky. Master Beguilement on top of his skink chief, and then he starts going after my Mortis engine, which he needs to get that off the field. So I'm eventually going to see this and get the hell out of there because that's not a good fight for me. Banshees, yeah, the Banshees and the Blood Knights ended up beating Kroq-Gar, and I think I end up dropping the attack order because he'll come back. Here, his Chameleon Skinks got caught up by my Skeleton Spears. This is such a good fight for me. Let's see, we're saving the Mortis engine. I gotta get that back into infantry, which there's infantry right here. Vlad is just slowly going to grind down this Skink Priest. That'll work out well for him. Yeah, so then I apparently chase off Kroq-Gar with my Banshees quite a bit. I don't know what happened there. We'll end up figuring it out eventually. But basically all he's got left is this really tanky dinosaur that he keeps trying to go after my Mortis engine with. He's got some Chameleon Skinks that are not gaining their money's worth fighting there. And he's got these spears that are into both my cavalry. So this is a good fight for him. I need to get them out of there. One of the Banshees is back, and the other one's still chasing. But Kroq-Gar is back. And he's got some infantry coming around. But at this point, I think I have just way too much infantry still on the ground. Vlad is still in perfect health. The two Banshees are in good shape. My Cav is taking some damage, but it's, at this point, not a big deal. And the Lizardmen just continue to regenerate as they fight. And at this point, I think we're going to hit army losses here real soon. I think Kroq-Gar goes down. Nope. So that was a kind of a quick one. Yeah, so this is a pretty good build. I like builds where you can bring very cheap infantry with the vampires and mostly rely. That gives me a lot more like ability to focus on the damage dealing, like the Blood Knights and the Mortis engine. Vlad again, he was just there to be with the infantry and just tank, and then my Banshees were the ones that were supposed to go chase down the monsters. So Vlad he did pretty good. He also got like 2 or 3 summons off and a bunch of healing. So he didn't pay for himself in damage, but he definitely was there. The 2 Banshees did okay. They're not terribly expensive, but neither of them pay for themselves. I don't think any of my infantry really did anything, but they're not really there to do anything. Stearns still didn't pay for themselves. Cav, the one paid for itself, the other one didn't. Ooh, the Blood Knights got 2,100. That did pay for itself. I think they're 1,900. And then my Mortis engine really didn't pay for itself either. That's kind of, I don't know what really won me this. Keeping Kroq-Gar down to that little damage value is amazing. He did pretty good with his Skink Priest. I think on the Engine of the Gods, it's pretty expensive, close to 2,000 now. Let's see here. Yeah, his infantry did okay. The Skinks, I think that and me being able to get onto his 2 hunting packs, that's what really won me the game. Because these are both 600, and you can get so much value out of these things, but they just got stuck fighting spears and immediately I got cavalry on them pretty quickly, so they just didn't get to fire any of their ammo. And these two, like I would probably bring one of these and leave one. I don't know what you would get. You don't really, you don't really need. I maybe just swap out a lot of these for actual source warriors because they have better leadership. You don't need really good infantry against the vampires, but something that's not going to get terrified by things and have a lot more staying power, I guess. But getting Kroq-Gar killed pretty early was definitely a hit.